Well, the good news is that all the engine ones went, so I imagine it would run a lot better now because it sounded like it was misfiring the first time. But we've got 7 transmission faults.
Imagine receiving exclusive factory merchandise from one of the world's most secretive hypercar makers, not as a celebrity or billionaire, but as a mechanic and YouTuber rebuilding some of the most complex cars on Earth. This unexpected act from Koenigsegg wasn't just a gift. It was a calculated message to an industry locked in a power struggle. At the heart of this story is Mat Armstrong, the British creator defying conventions by rebuilding a £6 million Bugatti in a regular garage. Why would a brand like Koenigsegg openly support him when Bugatti fiercely guards every bolt? The gift that shook the industry. In the world of hypercars, where exclusivity and secrecy reign supreme, a simple cardboard box shook the status quo. Koenigsegg, a marque known for producing fewer than 40 cars a year, quietly sent official factory merchandise, not to a billionaire client or celebrity, but to Mat Armstrong, a British YouTuber and mechanic. This wasn't just merchandise. It was a symbolic invitation, a rare and coveted acknowledgement from a brand that almost never reaches beyond its elite clientele. The significance of this gift rippled far beyond the box itself. What makes this gesture extraordinary is that Mat Armstrong is not your conventional automotive influencer. He's known for pushing boundaries by rebuilding wrecked multi-million-pound hypercars with few resources and no factory backing. His work challenges the traditional power held by manufacturers like Bugatti, which often refuse to cooperate with independent repair efforts. Yet, here was Koenigsegg, offering tacit endorsement, quietly aligning itself with a renegade mechanic rather than the established elite. No press conferences announced this moment. No public relations teams capitalized on the package. It simply left the Koenigsegg factory in Ängelholm, Sweden, addressed to Mat. That silence only deepened its impact. In an industry dominated by carefully crafted images and controlled releases, this subtle act suggested a quiet but powerful shift in values, an embrace of openness over exclusivity, collaboration over control. These items, hoodies, t-shirts, and other exclusive gear, aren't mass-produced merchandise. Customers often wait years to receive them, as Koenigsegg's limited production approach extends to its brand culture. By sending these membership cards directly to Mat, Koenigsegg opened a door into its rarefied world, signaling more than respect. It was a calculated move in a larger game. The message was clear. Here is someone who embodies disruption, and Koenigsegg wants to be on his side. This gesture stunned the hypercar community. It was unexpected, breaking the traditional script of manufacturer engagement with independent creators. Koenigsegg's endorsement amplified Mat's ongoing defiance of Bugatti's iron grip on its vehicles. While Bugatti hoards parts, manuals, and repair rights behind closed doors, Koenigsegg quietly affirmed another path, one where empowerment replaces control. The timing deepens the intrigue. Bugatti continues to insist that independent repairs of their Chiron are impossible, maintaining stringent oversight. Meanwhile, Mat's detailed rebuild videos prove otherwise, demonstrating that even the most guarded hypercars can be taken apart and restored outside factory walls. Koenigsegg's quiet endorsement seems almost strategic, an olive branch or challenge, but certainly not mere goodwill. This was not friendship or flattery, it was positioning. Koenigsegg's action disrupted the established narrative with deliberate subtlety, inviting viewers and industry insiders to rethink who holds power in the ultra-luxury automotive world. This boxed gift became less about clothing and more about opening a window into the future. The story behind this quiet act lays the foundation for a larger upheaval in the industry. It invites us to consider why a brand like Koenigsegg would prioritize openness and collaboration with a YouTuber while others cling to secrecy. The implications go far beyond any single package or mechanic. They hint at a seismic change looming over hypercar ownership and control. Transitioning from this surprising endorsement, it's important to understand the remarkable challenge Mat Armstrong took on. Breaking Bugatti's walls. Mat Armstrong's rebuild of the Bugatti Chiron Pour Sport stands as one of the most audacious feats in automotive history. The car, originally priced around £6 million, arrived at his modest workshop totaled and neglected by the factory. With twisted body panels, deployed airbags, and internal damage near the gearbox, this was a machine that Bugatti itself had written off, a rare supercar cast into obscurity upon insurance payout. Most manufacturers expect such cars to return only to appointed, factory-certified centers equipped with proprietary tools, technical diagrams, and official parts. Bugatti, in particular, refused any form of assistance. No manuals, no replacement components, no guidance at all. The message was unmistakable. Rebuilding this hypercar outside the official ecosystem was off-limits, a boundary industry insiders rarely dared to cross. But Mat and his team defied that boundary. Layer by layer, they disassembled the Chiron without factory permission or specialized training. As difficult as it was, they found the car's design offered unexpected advantages. Hidden fasteners and modular carbon fiber panels suggested the car wasn't meant to be permanently sealed, contrary to public assumptions. These discoveries paved the way for unprecedented independent repairs. One pivotal moment came when the team removed titanium bolts joining the rear half of the car to the front monocoque. This act symbolized more than just a physical separation. It was a fragmenting of Bugatti's exclusive control. Each wire unplugged and fluid line drained peeled back insurance claims of impossibility and replaced it with proof that the forbidden was being done. This defiance underscored a fundamental shift. Mat's workshop was neither a multi-million-pound factory nor a certified service center, just a regular garage with regular tools. Yet here was one of the rarest and most complex hypercars being brought back from ruin by skills, patience, determination alone. It challenged the establishment and captivated millions watching every step online. The rebuild galvanized debate, not just about technical prowess, but about the very philosophy of ownership. If such a vehicle could be repaired outside the factory, what did this mean for owners locked into expensive, monopolistic service agreements? The boundaries of control, safety regulations, and brand identity started to blur amidst the noise. Mat's work was more than mechanical restoration. It was a statement. It questioned the old rules tightly held by manufacturers insisting on exclusivity. In revealing the Chiron's hidden repairability, the project compelled the industry to confront whether it could sustain a model based on limiting access indefinitely. Understanding this breakthrough is essential before examining how industry leaders reacted publicly. The hidden repairability of the Chiron. Despite Bugatti's official position that the Chiron could not be disassembled or safely repaired outside its factory, the rebuild revealed a different reality buried within the car's engineering. While carbon fiber construction is often perceived as delicate and permanently bonded, the Chiron's extensive modular design relied on bolted panels and removable assemblies. This intentional, if discreet, repairability suggested foresight by Bugatti's engineers that contrasted sharply with the company's public messaging. The discovery that large sections of the car were connected with titanium bolts and separable wiring looms was eye-opening. It showed that the vast majority of the Chiron's vital components weren't fused permanently, but rather engineered for serviceability, albeit with complex and precise techniques. This contradicted the widespread belief that only factory technicians with dedicated tools could safely handle such work. However, this modular design introduced its own challenges. The wiring looms, constructed from white wires without color coding, formed a troubleshooting puzzle even experienced mechanics would find daunting. Each system had to be carefully detached without error, highlighting the precision required. This complexity underlined why factory training matters. But it did not justify outright refusal to allow independent repairs. The payload of these revelations went further. The car's airbags, deployed and hanging in the cabin, needed precise recalibration to meet safety standards, a task thought exclusive to main service centers. Yet Mat's team approached these hurdles systematically, proving alternatives existed to the factory-only narrative. This did not mean ignoring risks, but rather demonstrating the possibility of independent solutions. This newfound repairability cast doubt on Bugatti's motives when it refused to sell even non-safety critical parts, such as headlights, to independent technicians. The headlights, costing roughly $25,000 each, could be replaced without structural work. Yet Bugatti's denial seemed less about safety and more about control. This logic gap fueled a growing argument against manufacturer gatekeeping. The modular nature of the Chiron also highlighted a broader industry paradox. These ultra-expensive vehicles are among the most service-intensive and maintenance-heavy, demanding factory-exclusive tools and services that drive up costs and limit owner autonomy. The car's repair-friendly design exists in tension with the economic interests embedded in repair restrictions. This contradiction opened the door for independent creators like Mat Armstrong to challenge the status quo, documenting processes that manufacturers insisted were impossible or unwise outside official walls. The very engineering once used to protect exclusivity now hinted at a crack in that armor. These insights about the Chiron's design set the stage for public disputes involving industry voices like Mat Armstrong, whose concerns centered on safety, but who unwittingly revealed the industry's fragile grip on control. The landscape was shifting, with technology and transparency challenging tradition more than ever before. The evolving debate over safety, control, and repairability highlights the complex dynamics within the hypercar world. Industry giants at odds. The rebuild of the Bugatti Chiron Pour Sport didn't just expose technical realities, it ignited public disputes among industry heavyweights, most notably Mat Armstrong. Armstrong, CEO of the innovative Croatian electric hypercar maker, voiced concerns centered on safety. He argued that repairing such a high-performance vehicle with internal structural damage, including possible carbon fiber monocoque cracks and compromised gearbox housing, should only happen in factory-controlled environments. His point seemed reasonable on the surface, given the Chiron's capability of exceeding 250 miles per hour, where even minor errors could have dire consequences. Yet below the surface, cracks began to show in this defense. Armstrong also addressed an internet rumor about Chiron headlights costing $150,000 apiece, correcting it to about $25,000 per headlight. Still expensive, but drastically less than the exaggerated figure. This correction seemed grounded in reality, but it also opened the door to a sharper question raised by independent YouTuber FX Alex G. If safety was the genuine concern, why then does Bugatti refuse to sell headlights to owners or independent shops? Headlights don't affect structural integrity or require complex calibration, yet access to them remains blocked. That question cuts straight to the core of the issue: control. The hypercar industry has constructed an invisible but impenetrable wall between vehicle owners and independent repair options. This wall preserves sky-high part prices and ensures customers remain tethered to expensive, manufacturer-controlled service ecosystems. When a YouTuber in a basic garage proves that, with enough skill and documentation, these barriers can be overcome, it threatens the entire business model, that fragile web of control that keeps manufacturers financially dominant. This paradox extends beyond Bugatti to the broader luxury automotive world. Armstrong himself, once a garage outsider who built electric supercars from scratch, now heads a company with ties to Bugatti. His current stance, urging independent builders like Mat Armstrong to back off, reveals a striking identity crisis. A man celebrated for defying traditional gates is now publicly defending those gates, underscoring the tension within an industry balancing innovation with established power. This quandary adds layers of complexity to the controversy surrounding Mat's rebuild. While safety is a legitimate concern, it also becomes a shield for maintaining exclusivity and closed ecosystems. Critics argue this defense masks deeper fears about losing control over who has access to parts, technology, and ultimately the customer relationship that drives revenue for these elite brands. Meanwhile, every image circulating of Mat Armstrong wearing Koenigsegg merchandise adds salt to the metaphorical wound. While Bugatti clamors to keep its fortress intact, Koenigsegg quietly sends allegiance to the disruptor. This contrast symbolizes not only a rivalry between manufacturers, but a fundamental disagreement about how the future of hypercar ownership will be shaped. Such tension sets the stage to examine Koenigsegg's secret weapon, the cutting-edge technology quietly shifting the balance of power and redefining the industry's future. Koenigsegg's technological edge. Behind Koenigsegg's understated gesture lies a formidable force reshaping the hypercar landscape, their revolutionary dark matter electric motor and its sophisticated electrical system. Unlike the traditional radial flux motors dominating the industry, Koenigsegg developed a hybrid axial flux design, merging axial and radial magnetic fields into a single compact unit. This innovation delivers exceptional torque and efficiency, spinning up to 8,500 revolutions per minute and achieving 95% efficiency, a performance unmatched by typical electric motors. The dark matter motor weighs just 39 kilograms, roughly the size of a large suitcase, yet produces an astonishing 800 horsepower and 1,250 Newton-meters of torque. To put this in perspective, the Tesla Model S Plaid uses 3 separate motors weighing around 90 kilograms to deliver similar performance. Koenigsegg accomplishes the same output with less than half the weight, highlighting a leap in power-to-weight ratio and engineering precision. Koenigsegg didn't stop at the motor itself. They revolutionized the electrical system by employing a 6-phase power architecture, doubling the conventional 3-phase norm, combining 2 sets of windings offset by 30 degrees. This configuration reduces vibrations and heat while adding resilience. If one phase fails, the motor continues running with 83% power on the remaining 5. This ensures reliability and safety without sacrificing performance. Partnered with this advanced motor is the custom David inverter, built on silicon carbide semiconductor technology. This inverter makes over 100,000 electrical adjustments every second, monitoring throttle input, grip levels, and temperature in real time to adapt power delivery instantly. Its liquid cooling channels, carved directly into the motor's structure, maintain thermal stability even under intense operation, exemplifying cutting-edge engineering. This technology powers the Koenigsegg Gamera, a 4-seat hypercar blending extreme performance with everyday usability, a family car with the heart of a hypercar. This innovative approach contrasts starkly with the Bugatti Chiron's massive W16 engine, a masterpiece of engineering yet heavily maintenance-intensive, costly, and reliant on specialized factory-only tools. While Bugatti's powertrain demands tens of thousands of pounds for routine servicing and tight factory control, Koenigsegg's dark matter motor offers a cleaner, lighter, more serviceable alternative. This technological edge signals a broader shift towards simpler, scalable, and more user-empowered hypercar experiences. The implications ripple beyond hardware. Koenigsegg's willingness to send exclusive gear to Mat Armstrong signals a philosophical alignment with independence and customer empowerment. Their engineering feats underpin this stance, providing the foundation for a new kind of relationship between manufacturer and owner, one less about control and more about collaboration. This battle of philosophies in design and control lies at the heart of an industry in flux, hinting that the future of hypercars will be determined not only by power and prestige, but by who embraces change most wisely. A changing hypercar landscape. The quiet package Koenigsegg sent to Mat Armstrong represents far more than merchandise. It symbolizes a breakthrough moment in an industry long dominated by exclusivity and control. The hypercar world has traditionally operated on a strict formula: build a rare, expensive machine, sell it, and maintain absolute control over every repair and service afterward. This closed ecosystem has generated massive revenue, but also locked owners into factory-controlled channels with limited freedom. Now, that model faces an undeniable fracture. Mat Armstrong's rebuild of the Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport has proven that even the most complex and guarded hypercars can be repaired outside official walls. His public documentation challenges the assumption that independent workshops lack the expertise or authorization to handle these machines. More importantly, millions of viewers now ask themselves whether they truly have only one option when disasters happen to their own vehicles. This shift in mindset threatens the age-old monopoly carmakers have held over maintenance and parts supply. Koenigsegg's gesture aligns with a growing new philosophy, one that favors empowerment over ownership restriction. By sending exclusive gear to Mat, the brand sends a clear signal. They value transparency, collaboration, and trust in the owner's ability to maintain and engage with their hypercar independently. This openness matches their innovative approach to technology, which focuses on accessible, serviceable, and cutting-edge components like the Dark Matter motor, designed to simplify ownership without sacrificing performance. Meanwhile, legacy brands like Bugatti maintain their fortress approach, defending their control with arguments about safety and heritage. However, the business reality is changing beneath their feet. The era of unquestioned customer compliance is ending as widespread knowledge, digital transparency, and alternative manufacturing philosophies empower owners. This transformation will not happen overnight, but the foundation is being laid brick by brick through initiatives like Mat's rebuild and Koenigsegg's endorsement. Looking forward, the landscape of hypercar ownership is poised for renewal. We can expect more independent rebuilds, increased partnerships between creators and brands, and greater openness regarding part costs and repair rights. Transparency will become a competitive advantage as customers demand more than just the car. They want the full experience of ownership, including control over how their vehicles are cared for and preserved. This movement also reflects broader economic and cultural shifts. Enthusiasts and owners increasingly reject rigid, closed systems that stifle innovation and inflate costs. Instead, they gravitate towards brands and creators who honor craftsmanship, accessibility, and community engagement. Koenigsegg's quiet act of sending Mat Armstrong that box was more than a gift. It was a strategic nudge indicating which side of history they intend to be on. Mat Armstrong is not the end of this revolution. He is a catalyst. His rebuild and public visibility have sparked critical conversations about power, transparency, and who truly owns a hypercar after it leaves the showroom. As this wave grows, manufacturers will have to adapt or risk obsolescence in a market that increasingly values independence over monopoly. Mat Armstrong's story isn't just about rebuilding cars, it's about breaking barriers and redefining what ownership means in a changing world. Koenigsegg's unexpected endorsement underscores a major shift toward empowerment and transparency in the hypercar industry. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest disruptors in automotive culture.